home birth, ecstatic birth, lotus birth, natural birth. Hi, I am Sagi of Conscious Creations. Welcome back to my channel. Today, 2 years ago, my fourth boy, Rei, was born in a home birth, in a natural and unassisted home birth. And it's a celebration. It's a celebration that I would like to share with you guys. If you guys are following my channel, you know what I'm doing, and you know that I'm all about natural as it is, and all about natural birth in particular, and empowering men, you brothers, empowering you guys to take the role of the doula, the role of the assisting birth partner, the role that you were actually born to be. For it takes two to tango, right? It took the two of you to get pregnant, and it shouldn't take more than the two of you to give birth. Now, that said, I understand the fear around things, the difficulties, the worries. So this video is not about telling you what to do. You and your partner know better than I, better than anybody else, what is the best for you guys when it comes to your pregnancy, when it comes to delivering the child, when it comes to raising a child. Everybody else around you is just there to mirror something inside of you that is wishing to be expressed on the outside, so you can have that feedback, so you can share communications. And this is my role here today too. I'm here to share my story. Now, I'm a father of 4 boys. The first two of them were born in almost a regular hospital birth, where I was unaware of the power of birth. I was very much a fresh father. I was younger in age, and did not know what is coming. I did not prepare myself for the birth. There was no conversations about that around me. My back then wife wasn't aware of the full power of the birth, because it's just not there, right? Not so many people speak about that, and we are being groomed to disempower. Somehow the system, even our own parents, have raised us in a way that they have been taking away our power, inadvertently probably, to protect us, right? We don't know what's best, but we do, because we carry cellular memory inside of our body that just need to be decoded and ignited. That said, let's focus on natural birth on this video. So the third boy that came through me to the world came in a natural ecstatic birth on a mountain in Spain, overlooking beautiful view of the mountains and of the Middle East Sea, or the Mediterranean, in a retreat center, off grid, a lot of nature around, healthy food, strong body that was accustomed to the mountain living, going up and down the mountain regularly, working with my hands, connecting with spirit, a lot of healing music, vegan food, very healthy way of life, detached from society, surrounded by like-minded people, and mostly the mother of the child, my partner, that brought me into this, that shared with me the power of birth and the role as a man that I can play. And I took that role. I fully trusted her. I was fully, at that time, starting to open up to my soul and connecting to my spirit, and to grounding myself on earth and really walking the walk, not just talking the talk. So I was fully empowered inside and outside by my partner to take upon the role of assisting on that natural birth. We didn't know what it is and how it's going to look like. Nobody prepared us. There was information we gathered, not so much information that we could gather over YouTube, but it was mainly the connection between me and my partner. It was continuously sharing our feelings, our thoughts, even our worries. It was continuously touching each other, communicating through touch, connecting through the physical body, either sexually or sensually, and connecting with the fetus that is between us, between man and woman, in the womb, in the belly, physically between the two people that created it. So we continuously, through touch and through vibration, through words, through sound, communicated with each other and with the baby, and that was magnificent. It brought me a total new sense of fatherhood, total different connection to the unborn child. For I started communicating with it throughout the entire process. I was involved throughout the entire process of what pregnancy means, of what my partner is going through, of the inner changes in her body, of the emotional changes and expressions, that she could share it with me. I was a safe space for her for that. So I could see what is happening with her in my brain, which is the most important part in this process, because the brain always is the one that puts the limits on the body. The body remembers. The body knows what to do for the woman and for the man. So it was important for the brain to receive that information, to receive the light, to be there present with my partner and receiving information from her through communication about what's going on with her. And that calms down the mind, because the mind is constantly going into its own barrier, which is the unknown. The mind is only comfortable with what it knows, and what it knows is only based on past experiences. So when it gets to an experience that the mind is not used to, for it, it's like a total darkness. It's vast and it's empty, and it makes it afraid. And when it becomes afraid, it puts limitation on the body through our emotions, through the hormones that it sends the body. So gaining information, and not third-party information, but direct information from my partner, and being able to communicate back to her what I'm feeling, how it affects me, was huge thing to help my mind calm down about the process. I still didn't know what's expecting around the corner. I still didn't know what's to come when the birth will be there, when the due date is going to happen. But my mind gained quietness, and therefore allowing me self-esteem and control. It didn't shoot out too many questions. It didn't shoot out doubts and ifs and whys, because it was constantly being taken care of through the process. It was part of the process. And touch was an amazing part of the process, because touch delivers information that is being unwired. It means it's bypassing the brain. All of the information that we gather, even through touch, goes through the brain, and the brain is systematically analyzing it, compartmentalizing it, and therefore explaining the person or the consciousness what the reality is about. But from all ways of consuming or receiving energy and information, touch is the one that goes mostly beyond the wires of the brain. Sight is the one that goes directly through the brain and being directly analyzed, and afterwards hearing, and then smell and taste. And touch is the last one. Touch is the one that goes directly to the gut, directly through the heart and through the gut. And in our gut, there is a brain. We have two brains. We have this big box here that is wired through neurons throughout the body, and there is another brain. There's a brain that has to do with our gut system, and with our digesting system. This is why we say gut feeling or intuition. There is a memory in there that goes beyond time and space, that connects us directly with our DNA, which means connects us through our blood relative and through our ancestors. And this information is crucially important and evenly important as the information that we receive through the light or through intellect, through the brain. So, touch is not only a source of information, but is also a source of calmness. Much like when the brain absorbs the information it needs in order to relax and to let go and come to ease, as the touch as well produces the hormones in the body that allows the body to calm down. The touch is the sense, is the fourthmost sense in us that reminds us of presence, of here I am existing in this reality. And when we can touch something else, it reminds us that we are not alone in this reality. And when we touch another human being, there's a strong connection over there, and a strong calmness and assuredness behind the touch, behind the information, that reminds us, all is well, you're not alone, you can calm down, everything is okay. So, touch was immensely important throughout the pregnancy, and also especially in the birth process itself, where I was the one reassuring my partner through gentle touch along her back, putting a subtle but a more a pressured touch on her lower back to ease the inner parts in her that are going through the process of birthing, to communicate self-esteem, to communicate trust, to communicate ease and stability. When it came to the birthing of Re'i, that has a birthday today, this was a different story. It wasn't the ecstatic birth that we have experienced with Ruviam on the mountaintop, where we were surrounded in a yurt with quietness and stability and nature and the privacy to touch each other and to explore body parts and to come to the sensual exploration that allows ease and comfort. And this is the most important thing for the woman giving birth, because the body knows actually what to do, and minimum intervention in that process, this is the most important part. The body needs to relax, the muscles need to relax, so the fetus can go through the channel and come out in a very natural process actually. And when the body is relaxed, it can allow that. And the body is relaxed only when the mind is relaxed. If the mind is not relaxed, it would signal stress signal to the body, and therefore the body contracts, and therefore the process of birthing is stopped or just not flowing. So touch allows all this. It allows the relaxations of the muscles and a natural flow and delivery. When it came to Re'i, it was a different situation. The connection between me and my partner wasn't as strong and as flowing and as harmonic as it was in the birth of Ruviam 2 years prior to that, or let's say 1 and 8 months prior to that. It had to do with personal issues that I won't elaborate now, but if you follow me on the channel, you know that we are twin flames, and twin flame scenario is coming back and forth and trying to do the best in order to find harmony. And we did achieve that just before Re'i was born, even though we had a period, quite a long period of instability and of separation before that. And it was as if the child was waiting for his parents to unite. We united physically and we united emotionally, And through that union, it felt the safety and the harmony in coming outside the womb into this reality, and it was beautiful. There was a huge and beautiful rainbow in the sky just after that union, almost announcing the upcoming delivery. And to me, a rainbow is a channel, is a portal, is a physical portal between dimensions. Because if you think about it, what is a rainbow? Is the light touching water and therefore being completely open up, spread out to expose all of the color that consists in that light, which allows a portal to go through all of the emotions, all of the levels, in order to move between one space to another, one dimension to another, one reality to another. So when Nurai was born, it was in a house, it was a home birth, it was in a town. It was different than Ruviam's birth. We had certain people around us as well. We weren't completely alone, and we could have felt that, especially my partner could have felt the different energies in the house, which was different than the birth of Ruviam on the mountaintop, where there were nobody around us in the youth, and in the periphery as well, there was almost nobody around. So we were just the two of us, the two energies that created the boy, were the two energies delivering the boy. And the birth of Re'it was different. There were more energies around, and every person and its own, unique needs and special voicing and sound that people emit. And this affected us, and therefore we can compare two different types of birth. They were both amazing on their own, but we could have seen what difference it makes when you are in your power, when you trust your partner, and when you trust yourself, and therefore it's enough for you, just the two of you, to make that transition from pregnancy to birthing. And that said, again, please choose whatever is right for you. You can gain a lot of information and different experience of other people, but know that when it comes to you, there's the certain very unique experience that you are going to have, and that depends on your state of mind, on your emotional level of expression, and on how fit your body is, which means your physical condition. So you have to take all of this under account or in advisement, and understand that you will have your particular and your unique expression of birth when it comes the time. So I'm here to share with you my own experiences, and having different experiences, being able to then say, compare, okay, this is what influenced this and this is what influenced that. But know that when it comes to you and your partner's experience, there will be other parts, other moving parts that you cannot foresee. There will be other elements to the equation that only you know, because they exist inside of you. So to conclude, ask yourself, what type of birth do you want for yourself? And as a man, ask yourself, how much do you see yourself participating in that? How much do you want even to be participating in that? After the birth experience, the ecstatic, natural, unassisted birth experience that I had with Ruviam, I could have not see myself not doing the same thing in the birth of Rei. Even though the months leading to the birth of Rei, I was separated from his mother, and there was a huge emotional gap between us that we needed to bridge. But just that was enough for me to go through the mental and the emotional process of letting go and allowing my ego to die so I can be born again as the man that she needs to be able to be in that new birth or particular birth, so I can assist and I can deliver myself. This was very important for me. Why? Because it's an unbelievable, empowering, sensational feeling to be able to do something like that, to have your child literally drop into your hands, to be the first one actually to touch it, and to be the one handing it to the awaiting mother that has been carrying it inside of her for 9 months and is anxious to finally see and touch this thing, this amazing creature. And to be able to be that one, that bridge between the delivery and the handing over to the mother of the child, it's enormous. It's unbelievable. It sparks so many different hormones and emotions inside of you that just makes you rich. And add to that the connection between you and the born and the child, that is the just born child. Add that to the factor that you are connecting with the child immediately as it comes to earth. You can even imagine a child. How do we come to earth? We are breaking through the vagina, right, and through darkness, and we see the light. What's waiting for us on the other side? Imagine a child going through that and encountering reality, a different reality, and seeing in front of it, for the first thing, the face of his awaiting father, smiling and happy and excited and maybe even crying and tearing father. What a beautiful sight is it for the child that just came to life. So I'm excited also to announce that I have since the birth of Ruviam, 3.5 years, since today, the second birthday of Rei, 3.5 years that I have been working on a birthing course for men, an empowering birthing course for men, and it's done. A 50-page book or a handbook with lots of practical exercises and meditations and links to videos, and a lot of information about lotus birth and ecstatic birth and about empowerment, and even sacred geometry is in it. And in addition to that, there's 9 modules to it, so 9 lessons that are incorporated in that handbook. And in addition to that, I've recorded them as an audio book, so 9 lessons plus 2 more informations as a prologue and an epilogue. And all of this has been birthed today with the second birthday of my child Rei. And it's ready in Hebrew. And soon I will work on the English version. So, and it's available for free. So if you can deal with Hebrew, do let me know. And it's available through my website, www.sagikohen.com. And stay in touch and be in tune for the English version. And let yourself, brother, be empowered.